It's go time. Just me and the scale. It's a little before 6 a.m. It's 11th of January. It's a Saturday morning. And I am ready to go. I've been bouncing off the walls for about an hour. Can't sleep. Last week when I weighed myself, I was 131.7 kilos. Let's go. $129.6. So last week I lost 2.1 kilos. It's okay. Keep moving in the right direction. Vest weighs 8.7 kilos, which is over 20 pounds. Let's go, fatty. Let's go. Time to get out there and get walking. See you in a minute. Bye.
Okay, welcome to episode 4. It's January the 13th. It's early evening. It's cold. As you can see, we've had snow. People are coming home from work. And you guessed it, I am out of breath. So, let's talk about the week. So I did my weigh in, and my total kilograms now is about 5.6 kilograms. Which is about 15 pounds, which in 3 weeks is probably too much. But I'm super focused, and I really want things to go well. So I've been pushing pretty hard. I don't think this pace is something I'll be able to keep up. And there was one major factor which helped me hit the goal that I hit, which I'll cover soon. My average steps was 10,500 steps, which is a lot of steps, and I walked about 60 kilometers. Overall, it was a pretty inspirational week. Every day that scale was just looming. I just saw it getting closer and closer, and it definitely kept me motivated and kept me pushing. So if you can find something that will motivate you or help you, I think it's a good idea. This seems to work pretty good for me. Definitely out of breath. Oh my God. Okay, so let's talk about the weight vest. I'm adding weight every week, and you saw in the scale that I'm adding weight, and because I'm adding weight very slowly, I really can't feel any difference, which really is a good thing, because if it gets too hard and it's too difficult, you're either gonna have an injury or you're gonna quit. If it's not sustainable, if it becomes so brutally hard, then you're probably gonna quit. So far so good on the weight vest front. You can see ahead the ground is covered in ice and snow, so I'm having to pay more attention to my walking, because when I slide carrying this extra weight, I'm propelled forward or propelled backwards by this weight a little bit more. To my right in front of us now, is our theatre, and I'm going to basically take you to the main road coming into Pärnu. There's our major Christmas tree. Really, really pretty. As you can see, we line the streets with trees. Trees are a really big deal. I think we care about our trees more than we care about most things, but that's okay. I think it's a nice thing. Even though you're in a city, you still feel like it's very, very green. And during summer, these trees are, again, just like in the previous episode, they've been trimmed down and they'll be super green and they'll look absolutely beautiful. Okay, so the weight vest, no issues. I just keep moving, just keep walking. Probably going a little bit slower because of this snow, but it's all good. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is the food. And I learned a long time ago there's a cheat code to losing weight, and that cheat code is fasting. And when I have problems with portion control, which is pretty much all the time, on the left is our library. It's a very nice library. I have problems with portion control. For me, it's better to not eat. So I have found from experience that when I'm at work, although I am a chef and there's food everywhere, I'm busier, there's stuff going on, and it's much easier for me to not eat. So last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I decided that I wasn't going to eat any food, and I just had fluids. That may sound crazy, and if you haven't fasted before like that, I would start with a 1-day fast or a 2-day fast before I go to a 3-day fast, because you will find your body goes through some really weird things. Dizziness every once in a while. You'll get up and you realize you haven't eaten for a couple of days and you just feel really, really weak. Also, I try to make sure that when I'm fasting that I don't do any really strenuous exercise, just lots and lots of walking. So there's 168 hours in the week, and last week I fasted 83 hours, so almost 50% of my week was fasting. Now, I don't find fasting particularly hard, but what I do find is when I end the fast, then it's just, I've yet to really figure it out. The first food I eat after I end my fast becomes a volcano out of my buttsie, or my bottom, or my anus, or whatever you want to call it, 15 to 20 minutes after I eat that food. I've tried many different things. This time I tried lots of meat and salad, and I would say I got the best results I've got yet. But just know when you end that fast, you know, you might have some issues, and you certainly have to be careful. Now, I had some good days and I had 2 bad days. The 2 bad days, one day was bad. I had lots of chocolate and lots of garbage. And in the past, I would have said to myself, oh my God, the world has ended. I'm done. I failed. But now I just say, you idiot, let's go, get moving. And that's what I did. The second day was also a tough day, and it was the day after I ended the fast, and I just felt hungry, and some situations arose where there was too much food around me, and I ate a lot of food. But again, it's okay. I really like fasting, and as I say, if I have 1 cookie, I want to have 30, so it's better I have no cookies. It's better that I have no bananas. It's better that I have no muffins. And if you do that, the science says, and I mean it's very good science now, that fasting really gives your body a chance to go through the process of renewal and making sure everything is okay. It's almost like when you're born, your body's a Ferrari, and over time we turn it into a Mazda Miata. And when you fast, the Mazda Miata kind of goes away after a couple of days, and you're into something a little bit nicer. And you definitely feel good. You definitely feel proud. And for me, it's just a matter of determination and making sure that I'm disciplined to basically make it happen. There were times in the 3 days where it was difficult, but I try every day to be less of a pussy, and fasting for 3 days certainly makes me feel like a caveman. And I don't think cavemen ever had anxiety or depression. I think they just went out and murdered the day. So, all right, so that was the food. Exercise. Well, exercise Now the reason I stopped is because these trees all have beautiful lights in. Regarding exercise, I had a very strange week. Weather got really cold. I ended up working a bunch of days. So I just kept saying to myself, you got to keep moving, you got to keep moving, you got to keep moving. And at work, it was actually pretty slow. So for 3 days, I just walked around my workplace for an hour, just in a little circle for an hour. And then I sat down, and whenever there was no customers, I just walked some more. And one day I ended up with 20,000 steps. So that was pretty good. Obviously I couldn't wear the weight vest when I'm working, but at least I was doing something. At least I wasn't sitting there being a lazy person, because at the end of the night, all I would have done is hated myself. I don't want to hate myself. I want to be proud of myself. So that's why I try to do something. Always do something. Get moving. Doesn't matter what it is, just get moving. The other thing with exercise that was interesting is an opportunity presented itself for me to go and do some circuit training, which is something I don't usually do. Pretty much, I don't bend down that much when I exercise. I'm walking, I'm carrying stuff, I'm strength training. And this circuit training was 1 hour. And all I basically did was I was on the ground non-stop for an hour. And to say it was hard would be a massive understatement. I was sweating. There was one moment where I was lying on the mat on my back, and I was supposed to do sit-ups, and the trainer came over to me and she thought that I forgot what I was doing, and she sat down next to me and started doing the sit-ups to show me how to do them. And I looked at her and smiled, and I didn't have any energy or any breath to tell her, your instruction was perfect instruction. It was great. I loved it. I just didn't have any energy left to execute the motion. So I just ended up laughing because, that's what you got to do. But I'm proud I went. It was difficult, and I'm going to go again. I'm going to go again this week, and hopefully I'll be a little bit better. And I think a lot of times they have running, and I haven't run probably for many years. So if there's running, this is going to be really interesting, because again, I'm not a runner, and I just couldn't imagine myself running. But in their videos, they basically show that on some of the classes they do running. Okay, let's talk about my sleep. Sleep was pretty much back to normal. Waking up at 7:30, 8 a.m. just like before. So it looks like I have found a little bit of a groove, which is really nice, because I like to have a little bit of time before I go to work, or I like to have some time in the morning. So that's really good. Overall, I have to say, physically, mentally, my mood, everything, I'm just very hopeful. Things have gone really well the last few weeks, and I'm just really hopeful. And I think that if I just keep going and keep pushing, I'll get to where I want to be. The thing is, there's no getting to where you want to be, because once you get there, there's nothing there for you. It's all the process. Setting goals is fantastic, but when you hit that goal, it's an empty feeling. It's a really empty feeling. So I don't really have a goal. I learned a long time ago, my goal is just to keep moving. Just keep moving. There's no goal. There's no end. The end is when you die. So I think if I just keep progressing, I'll be happy, and I'll definitely lose some weight, and I'll definitely get much stronger in the process. So overall, things are really good. 3 weeks in, this is episode 4. So the reason I came down this road is because right in front of me is, I talked about in the previous episode, when I was showing you the new bridge, this is the old bridge, this is the original bridge, this is the OG bridge. So I figured I would show you the bridge. This is the main way into Pärnu, and this bridge obviously over the years has just had thousands and thousands of people on it. So, all right. There's also a pretty cool thing at the bottom of the bridge, which basically shows you how many bikes and how many people cross the bridge, and it'll probably show this year. I'm guessing this is I don't know what that is. What does it say? It says 0 degrees centigrade. Today 10 bicycles crossed the bridge, and it looks like 407 people crossed the bridge. Don't know. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shut up, and we're going to add some music, and we're going to take a nice walk across the bridge. I hope you enjoy it. It's definitely beautiful. I love this bridge. And this is the view you get when you come into Pärnu. Obviously, it's a little bit dark, but this is the view. All right. Okay, so I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the bridge. I love this bridge. I always feel special when I walk across this bridge. Right now, I'm heading into Center City. As you can see, straight ahead of me is our mall. Got to get a few items. Got to do a few chores. I have about 30 more minutes to walk. Right now, I've been walking for about an hour. I'm pretty cold, but hey, that's life. I'm going to end the episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me. I'm incredibly grateful that I'm able to do this. And I hope to see you next week. This is episode 4. There are 3 previous episodes, and the links are in the description. So if you enjoy this video and you want to watch another one, I would recommend episode 3. Obviously episode 1 was my first video, and camera angle wasn't very good, and I was a bit of a bumbling fool. But episode 2 got a little better. Episode 3, I definitely felt much better, and hopefully this one would turn out good. Not sure that doing this video at night was a good idea, but I'm sure my closest friends will let me know if I suck. So, okay. The last thing I want to say is get up, get moving, do something, anything. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be anything, just something, anything. Doesn't have to be long, it could be 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes. We all have to start somewhere. So, thank you, and let's go.